the Bhagavata Pravaha. We will enter into the Bhagavata Pravaha. So far, Bhagavata Pravaha, what did we hear so far? We have heard about the overview of Srimad Bhagavatam, and then how Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam is Lord Krishna himself. After that, the whole Bhagavatam in 1 hour. After that, first canto, second canto, third canto, fourth canto, fifth canto, sixth canto, seventh canto, eighth canto, ninth canto, 10th canto. We are in 10th canto, Ashraya Tattva. And in 10th canto, we have heard about the appearance of the Lord and all the pastimes one after the other. This 10th canto is divided into three parts. We have heard the first part and second part. Now we are entering into the last part, the third part of the 10th canto. So in this, in the last session, where is our Lord Krishna now? Yeah, he's everywhere, but specifically now he's in Mathura. So in the last week we have heard how Lord Krishna, he sent Uddhava to give a sandesha to the Brajavasis, and then he sent Akrura to Hastinapura to give some solace to Kunti Devi and Pandavas. That's what we have heard, right? After that, what happened? That we are going to hear today. So, after the Kamsavada, after Kamsa is killed, there are some sequelae of the Kamsavada, because now Kamsa is dead. Asti, he has 2 wives, and these 2 wives are the daughters of Jarasandha. Now Jarasandha is very angry that Krishna killed her daughter's husband and left them widowed. So we will hear how Jarasandha attacked Madura, and then how Kalayavana attacked Madura. Yeah, and after that, we will hear how Dwaraka is built and how Krishna, so far he was Devaki Nandana Krishna, Vasudeva Krishna, Nanda Nandana Krishna, Yashoda Krishna, Gopika Kanta Krishna, Sri Radha Krishna. Now he's going to become Rukmini Krishna also. So that we are going to hear, dear devotees, these 4 topics. Yeah, Jarasandha's, Kalayavana's attack, Dwaraka building Dwaraka, and then Rukmini Krishna. Okay, so we will go ahead and share the screen. Yes. All right. So, dear devotees, did you see the screen? The picture is already changed. Nanda Nandana Krishna, Yashoda Krishna, with that peacock feather and with the flute. Thus Krishna here is now in Mathura. Peacock feather and flute. Peacock feather is there. Flute. He doesn't have to really enchant. He can't really enchant the gopis here with the flute. So flute is put aside. So this is Krishna and Balarama here. So what happened? Yes. Jarasandha, Asti and Prapti. Yeah. So Kamsa's wives were the names of Kamsa's wife, Asti and Prapti. They were daughters of Jarasandha. So Jarasandha is so angry now that Krishna, he killed Kamsa and made his daughter's widow. So he wanted to attack and kill Krishna and Balaram. So he with his 23 Akshauhinis, he invaded Madura. 23 Akshohinis. One Akshohini means it's like 20,000 chariots, 60,000 elephants, and some thousands soldiers like that. Everything in 20s, 30s, 60 thousands like that. And like that, 23 of Akshohinis. Jarasandha is raging towards Madura to kill Krishna and Balarama. So Krishna, knowing that Jarasandha is heading his way along with all these, the big army, he was thinking, Lord Krishna, my purpose here was actually to do the Paritranaya Sadhunam is happening, Vinashaya Dushkritam. So instead of me taking trouble and find out and hunt for these miscreants and killing them, Jarasandha himself, he is coming towards me to get killed. So this is a better plan than just me going and looking for all these impious kings. So Lord Krishna was thinking like that. Okay, Jarasandha, come over with all your Akshohinis, armies. This is the mission that I have here anyway. So Lord Krishna was thinking like that, and Jarasandha, he came with all his Akshohinis. Here, and dear devotees, I think, yes, now, after the last week's session, we have the take-home points again from now on. Why like that? Why we didn't have many last time? There were no demons. It was all about Nanda Baba, Yashodama, Uddhava, Gopis. There were no demons there, right? For take-home points. Now Jarasandha is coming, so he's giving us an opportunity to reflect on our journey to Krishna and see how the Lord is helping us. So here, dear devotees, when we take up this Krishna Bhakti is not easy. Other Devata Bhakti is easy, but not Vishnu Bhakti and Krishna Bhakti especially, not easy. Why like that? This is an upstream swimming. In other Devata Archana and Devata Aradhana, in rest of every other Devata, they do the Bhakti because they can get what they like. They do the Upasana, they do the worship, so they can get what they like. So great incentive for them, right? To have fun in this world, great incentive. So that is other Devata Aradhana. But with Vishnu Bhakti or Krishna Bhakti, it's just exactly the opposite. To get rid of anything that is entangling here in the material world. So for a conditioned soul, this is not easy to get rid of this entanglement that is holding on to this, holding us to this Dukkhalayam. That's not easy. That's very auspicious. Coming out of this Dukkhalayam is very auspicious, but not easy. With the other Devata Archana, they want to be in the Dukkhalayam itself. They're trying to find a little Sukha, and that will go on and on and on. So that's the difference between other Devata Bhakti and Vishnu or Krishna Bhakti. So when we take up this Krishna Bhakti, when we are really fortunate to be given this Krishna Bhakti, actually it is said that not everybody is attracted to Krishna Bhakti, Vishnu Bhakti, because their consciousness have to be expanded to at least certain degree to be able to attract it to this kind of Upasana, Krishna Upasana, Bhakti. That's why Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Manushyanam Sahasreshu, Manushyanam Sahasreshu, Kaschin Yatati Siddhaya, Yatatam Api Siddhanam, Kaschin Mam Vetti Tattvataha. Very rare, dear devotees. Very rare, dear devotees. This is rare. And not everybody is attracted. The fact that we got attracted is our great fortune. How we are able to do it? How much we are able to do it is different. That's a different chapter. But the beginning chapter itself, great fortune, very rare and great fortune. This is what Srila Prabhupada has given us. I mean, Gauranga Mahaprabhu just distributed it freely. And Srila Prabhupada has, we didn't even know what we were getting. When we got the book in our hand, we ate the prasadam, we took the prasadam. This rare fortune. Krishna Bhakti. So, when we take up this Krishna Bhakti, have you noticed, dear devotees, the anardas, they come out. What does that mean? Up until then, we have an opinion about us. We might have thought, oh, I think I'm a peaceful person. I think I'm a happy person. I think I am, I feel I'm a grateful person. I'm a nice person and I'm helpful. All those things. We might have had some opinion about us in the past, or we might have been like that in the past. But after taking bhakti, Krishna bhakti, if whatever we have felt in the past, it is not unusual that we feel different after taking Krishna bhakti. If we thought we were peaceful before, oh, what is this after taking Krishna bhakti? Why am I not feeling peaceful? Why would you feel peaceful? You want to chant. Everybody else in the family want to enjoy and you want to chant. So they're not so happy that you are not with them. So there will be different reasons why some adjustment has to happen. So, and we might be really grateful and grateful before, yeah, and we might be thinking now, wow, before taking up bhakti, I thought I was really grateful. I thought I was really respectful. I thought I was really humble. What happened to me now? What's happening, dear devotees? It's like this. Before we took up Krishna Bhakti, we were under the umbrella of I and my. There's good I and my, bad I and my. In the good I and my, oh, this is my family. And I will tolerate this for my family. I want to be responsible. I want to be responsible and I want to keep my family happy because this is my family. That's good I and my. And when we step out of the house, about the neighbors or about somebody at the workplace, no, you got to stay in your boundaries. Okay? This is not something I don't like. I want these things to be done this way, and I don't appreciate it the other way. So that kind of the controlling tendency for our own comfort, controlling so we can be comfortable, controlling so we can be happy. That is in operation, right? That controlling tendency, proprietorship tendency, enjoying tendency was all in operation, either as my good I and my, or bad I and my, where we don't tolerate outsiders, neighbors or workplace or whoever it is, we don't tolerate them much. We are okay tolerating the family members because they're our family members. We are not so much okay tolerating outsides because they're not my family members. So I and my was in action. So in that umbrella of I and my, good I and my, bad I and my, yeah, especially in the good I and my, with my family and with my close friends, with my exchanges, I was happy, I was grateful. After Krishna Bhakti, what happened? Cheto Darpana Marjanam is happening. There's no, the umbrella of I and my is small umbrella of I and my start shaking because it's Krishna Bhakti is about Krishna, big umbrella of Krishna, not that small umbrella of I and my, where we stay cozy and we get to choose and have a little bit of enjoyment, a little bit of controllership. All that will start to shake because now we are in this big umbrella of Krishna. So, not only tolerating in the family, in the big umbrella of Krishna, we will be more peaceful and happy and chant better if we can tolerate outside also. Yeah, like that. So in this way, when Krishna Bhakti is taken, all these anarthas that were not before, or that anarthas that were not before is not right. Something that is not present within us, how can it come out even if it is later? So these anarthas of whatever anger or hatred or envy or resentment was there before also, before we took up the Krishna Bhakti. But it was just simmering. It did not come to our attention much. But after we took up the process of bhakti, now when this purification is starting, whatever was sitting within us all this time, even without our knowledge, deep layered thing, they start coming out. Then we think, whoa, where is this coming from? I didn't know I was like this before. I didn't know I had this thought. So all that, the unwanted, unpleasant tendencies, they start coming out. That is the whole process. Churning hai na, bhakti mane churning. When the churning happens, all this comes out. But the beautiful thing is, all this is coming out to go out. It is surfacing, so it can go out. So when all these are coming, we say, thank you, Krishna, it is coming to go out. Okay, Krishna, please let it go away. Let me stick on to your seva. Let me stick on to your seva. And Nama, humbly, please let this go away. Letting them go out. Not holding on to them. Not being bewildered, what is this happening? And not really mess up with, don't touch them. Let them go out. So they surface, all these anarthas surface during the process of sincere bhakti, especially sincere. When we are sincerely doing bhakti, then all these anarthas come out. When somebody is just doing a checklist one and just comfy, cozy bhakti, they don't, not many of anarthas will be seen anyway. So when these anarthas are coming out, dear devotees, it means the churning is going on well, and these anarthas are coming out to leave us. We want to let them go, not hold on to them. So why are we saying this? Yeah, Jarasandha. Lord Krishna, instead of trying to find out each enemy here and there in the nook and corner, Jarasandha, not just Jarasandha, with 23, not with one Akshohinis, 23 Akshohinis. So Jarasandha and so many more demonic kings, they're heading straight towards Krishna. So many of them. So like that, when the anarthas come out, we just let them go out. And so the Krishna thought, okay, let him come fight. So Krishna and Balaram, they fought. Just Krishna and Balaram, just themselves, they fought. 23 Akshohinis. Krishna and Balaram, they invoked their own weapons, Sudarshan Chakra and then Gada, and of Lord Krishna and then Haladara. Of Balarama, like that. So they invoked their weapons and fought. 23 Akshohinis dead. How dear devotees? This reminds us of, in Bhagavad Gita also, Pandavas had, their army was less when compared to the Kauravas. And the strength was also relatively less when compared to the major generals in the Kauravas. But the deciding factor is not so much about the number of Akshohinis, not so much about the individual strength of the warriors there. Only deciding factor is Krishna with us. That's all. He takes care of it. Nimitta matram bhavasavya sachi. A result is fixed. Match fix ho gaya. You will be rescued. You took up the process of bhakti. Name bhakta pranashyati. That will happen. Just nimitta matram. Just be an instrument. So if the Lord is there, And then he does, he's the game fixer. he assures that we are taken care of. So we were just hearing about all these anarthas coming out like that, right? Even then, let how many ever anarthas come out, but when we are sincerely doing bhakti regularly, just sincerely, Krishna, to the best of my ability, to the best of my knowledge, to the best of my understanding, I want to please you, Krishna, day after day, in my whatever capacity I want to continue my bhakti for you, Krishna. Just sincerely like that, in sincere devotee association, that's all that we need to do is only that. And these anarthas, how many ever they may come, they're just coming to leave us and they will go away. So that is the assurance for us, dear devotees. That's the assurance. Nami bhakta pranashyati. Yeah, so Jarasandha, so all 23 Akshavinis are killed. Then Balarama was going to kill Jarasandha. Then Lord Krishna says, how thou, right? Thouji, yeah. So please, don't, I think it's best not to kill him, Thouji. Because see how Jarasandha brought all these 23 Akshavinis of miscreants and the demoniac kings. If we will just sit in our place and leave Jarasandha with life. And then again he will come back to attack us. And again he will bring more and more demoniac kings and all this the burden to the earth, demonic kings that are burdened to the earth, all of them he will bring. So let him bring to our footsteps, and then we will kill Jarasandha. So instead of killing him now, maybe we should just let him go. Let him free, and that way our job will be easy. So when Krishna says that, Balarama, he just lets Jarasandha go. And like that, Jarasandha is released after killing these many of Akshahinis each time, 17 times. This happened 17 times. He was released 17 times. 17 times all the army was killed, and only Jarasandha was released with life. Like that, 17 times happened. Jarasandha. And the 18th time, he's coming back again. Jarasandha is coming back again to Mathura to kill Krishna and Balarama. And the 18th time, something else also was happening from the other side. Kalayavana. So Kalayavana was the head of the Yavana dynasty. And he was a great warrior, Kalayavana. Kalayavana was a great warrior. And he was such a great warrior. He was waging wars with many strong kings, warriors, but he was just winning on them very easily. And then, so Kalyavana was thinking, I'm not getting enough satisfaction with this, waging wars with these ordinary devotees, ordinary warriors. I want to really have a strong competitive fight with a strong warrior. So he was looking for somebody that is befitting to him. Our spaceman, Narada Muni, he goes to Kalayavana. How Narada Muni really arranges everything. He was the one, right? He went to Kamsa and said, oh, Kamsa, remember, you know, you were death personified. Your death personified, the one who is going to, is this time to kill you, is already there in Vrindavana. So the idea is to bring him here So Narada Muni, how he orchestrates the things in order to help the Lord in his pastimes. So he orchestrated there for Kamsavada. And now here, he's talking to Kalyavana and says, yeah, Kalyavana, you know Krishna. Krishna is a great warrior. He killed so many demons and he killed Kamsa also. So you should go fight with him. So Kalyavana now is heading to Mathura. Heading to Mathura to fight with Krishna. And he also had hundreds and hundreds of Akshohinis. So one side, Jarasandha with his huge army. And the other side is Kalayavana with his hugest army. Both of them coming simultaneously from two different directions to Mathura. And what did Lord Krishna do? He could have fought with both of them. I mean, he doesn't even have to fight, of course, he's Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the Lord, he thought, yeah, I know I can deal with these enemies, but I don't want my devotees to be hurt or disturbed in this war that is raging from in these two different directions. So I want to protect my devotees, everybody in Mathura. So how the default thought and reflects the action of our Lord is about the devotees. Sadhavo hrudayam mahyam, sadhuma hrudayam taham. I am always in the heart of my devotees, and the devotees are always in my heart. So the Lord, when these armies from both directions are coming to wage the war, the Lord was thinking of his devotees. And that's why, for their sake, what he did was, he called Vishwakarma. He is the celestial architect. He and then asked him to build Dwaraka, an island in the midst of the ocean. So Vishwakarma does that. And overnight, Lord Krishna transfers all the Madhura Vasis to Dwaraka city, well-established Dwaraka city with the palaces, with the houses, with everything. And all of the Madhura Vasis, all the devotees there, they were transferred overnight in their sleep and were placed in Dwaraka. None of them even knew what was happening. They were just fast asleep. Fast asleep. And here, dear devotees, these devotees in Mathura, they did not know what was going on. They had no idea that the Kalayavana is coming with these armies on one side, and Jarasandha is coming with so many Akshohinis. They had no idea. They are just peacefully resting. And Lord Krishna, I mean, they didn't even have to know. They were just transferred to Dwaraka, undisturbed, with undisturbed sleep. Like that. Rakshisyati iti vishwaso goptritve varnam tada. Goptritve varnam tada is the Lord is my maintainer. Whatever maintenance is happening to me is arranged by my Lord. And Rakshisyati iti vishwaso. I have not much anxiety about anything. If there is any danger that comes upon me, then I belong to my Lord and he will take care of it. This is what the pure devotees are never anxious. They have no fear, abhayam. Why? It's because of this. They are very firmly fixed in that. Goptatve varnam tada rakshisyati iti vishwasa. So this is what the Lord is doing. The devotees didn't even know. I mean, he was protecting Madhura all this time. Goptatve varnam tada, and now rakshisyati iti vishwasa. Devotees didn't even know that the danger was lurking there. Not lurking, just heading so fast towards them. And for us also, dear devotees, it's not just for the Madhura Vasis there. we have just heard the fact that we are able to hear about the Lord Krishna, and we are getting this opportunity to think about this beautiful, sweet Lord, and this opportunity to get attracted to these qualities and mercy of the Lord. Why do we hear Krishna Katha? Why do we hear that? It's not so much about, oh, okay, I have heard it. I got this information. It's not like that, right? Krishna Katha is, we hear so we can think of the Lord. We hear about the Lord so we can think of Him. Think of Him fondly. That's what Krishna Katha is meant for. And that is not an ordinary thing. And that is not easily available. To hear about the Lord, to think about the Lord, and to think about the Lord to such an extent that we are not easily disturbed about what's going on around is not ordinary. It's not ordinary. But Krishna Bhakti can do that to us. How the Lord has made arrangements, sent our Gurujana, gave us this Nama, so we can anchor to Him and bond with Him. Japa, yeah, we can bond with Him, with the Nama and the Krishna Katha, to think about Him, to be absorbed in Him. And the devotee association. How can we do Tushyanti Charamanti Cha without we devotees getting together like this? This devotee association and the sevas together. This is all Sankirtana. How much He has done for us and how much is He doing for us now? It is because He has done this, because He is maintaining us, Goptritve Varnam Tada, and because He is rescuing us again and again when our faith is getting weaker, when we are getting spiritually exhausted, when our strength is not enough, when our faith is not big, and when we feel like we can go further, those moments, they come again and again and again and again. In spite of that, we are still in bhakti, continuing like this. Isn't that Rakshisyati iti Vishwasa? When the faith is shaking, when there is no strength, when there are impediments around, who took care of all that? Isn't that Rakshisyati iti Vishwasa? Yeah. So the Lord, He is doing Goptritve Varnam Tada Rakshisyati iti Vishwasa. And as the Madhuravasis were just fast asleep and they didn't even know that the Lord was doing like that, we also just do, we think we are just doing our best in bhakti, but what actually is happening is the Lord is doing so much behind the scenes. And that is why we are able to continue whatever we are continuing now. And that is why we will continue in the future also. Because Goptatve Varnam Tada Rakshisyati iti Vishwaso Nami Bhakta Pranashyati. This is all the promise of the Lord. Yeah. Though that's the glory of the Lord. So, yeah, all the transfer of Madhuravasis to Dwaraka has happened. And now, Kalayavana. Lord Krishna, He went towards Kalayavana. Kalayavana saw the beauty of the Lord. And the description of the beauty of the Lord is given. But Krishna did not fight with Kalayavana. He came, Kalayavana saw the beauty of the Lord, not because Krishna was coming towards Kalayavana. Krishna was there and Kalayavana was coming towards Krishna to wage the war. But Krishna is escaping. He is not waging the war. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is escaping. He's escaping in fear. Srila Sukadeva Goswami explains in Bhagavatam how the Lord is feigning fear, pretending to be fearful. So he is escaping. To do what? He is running in the direction of a cave. So Kalayavana was chasing the Lord. And Kalayavana was just he was just cursing the Lord. He with saying that he's not fit to be a kshatriya, and he's escaping like that. So Kalyavana, he was bad mouthing, and then yes, he's of course chasing Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna quickly entered into a cave, and Kalyavana very quickly followed Krishna because he thought he's a great warrior, and he was very busily bad mouthing the Lord. As quickly as he entered into the cave, he was burnt into ashes. Kalayavana. No, vinashakale viparita buddhi means when the destruction is due to happen, then the thoughts head in a wrong way. So Kalayavana, he was busy bad mouthing and chasing the Lord, only to be burnt into ashes now. What is this? Why is he burnt into ashes? Because when he entered into the cave, there was a person sleeping in the cave. And as soon as Kalyavana entered into the cave and was shouting, "Hey, you timid one, where are you? Why are you escaping?" This person who was sleeping, his sleep got disturbed. So he opened his eyes and looked at Kalyavana, and with the fire emanating from his eyes, the Kalyavana was burnt into ashes. Who is this person that was sleeping, and why is this power for him? We'll come to that. And after this, he is burnt into ashes. Then this person just looks at the side, and he finds Lord Krishna, who is now in the form of the Chaturbuja, Vishankha Chakra Gada Padma. He was standing there. And this person was looking at the Lord, and he was asking, "Oh, who are you? You are so effulgent. Are you the sun god or are you the fire god? No, 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 no. You must be Supreme Personality of Godhead. Would you please confirm that? By the way, I am Muchakunda." Now this person is introducing himself, and he's telling him about the story, his story. "I am Muchakunda. I belong to Ikshvaku dynasty. And the demigods requested me to fight for them ages ago. I fought for them and I won the war for them. So the demigods asked me if I wanted any boon. And at that time, I was so tired fighting the war with no sleep. All I wanted to do is just sleep with that board of, no disturbing. Yet, no disturbance, no admission, no disturbance. So I just want to sleep for ages. That's the boon I have asked. And then the devatas gave that boon, and I also wanted a boon that I would burn the person into ashes if somebody comes and disturbs my sleep. So that's the boon I have asked for, and the demigods gave me. So I was just sleeping in this cave, and I don't know whoever has entered. Maybe his sins have fructified, and he was burnt into ashes. That's about me and my side. Oh, effulgent personality, you do look like Supreme Personality of Godhead. Would you please say something about you? Then the Lord, he speaks. He says, "Yeah, I have many lives. I have done many pastimes. I have many names. Which one are you talking about? By the way, in this, currently I'm on a mission now. Brahma called me that there is a lot of unnecessary burden on the earth. So I'm here to kill miscreants. Kamsa just killed, and I'm on my mission now. Now Muchakunda has understood this is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Krishna. So the Krishna Leela is going on, but wherever Krishna is the source of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu. So here Muchakunda, here the Lord says, Muchakunda, I am giving you the darshan now because you were praying for it for many lives in the past. And that's why I'm giving you my darshan now. So that's what the Lord says. And then Muchakunda, he offers beautiful prayers to your devotees. There are not too many slides. That's why I'm just keeping you on the same slide. That's the reason. The prayers are really beautiful. Muchakunda's prayers, very much relevant to us. When we go to Veda base and just read the translations, please see if you can do that later. Very beautiful prayers. And I will tell you I will tell you what his prayers are in a nutshell. Muchakunda says, "Oh, my Lord, what is my great fortune that I get to have darshan of you. Now I recall, Gargamuni said that. Gargamuni told me that I would be having darshan of you, Bhagavan. And yes, I am so unfortunate again." You know the prayers, Muchakunda says. All this time, you know, like as a conditioned soul does, I was very much caught up. I was very much caught up in the mood of a king. I was going around waging the wars. And I did forego sense gratification just to win over the people and to rule over the people. And when I started accumulating more and more, and when I started winning over other kings, I derived great pleasure when my equals, once upon a time they were my equals, and when they were bowing down to me because I won over them, I derived great pleasure in that success when they were bowing down to me. And I was deriving great pleasure in all my family affairs. Yeah. And so in this way, I was like an animal that was caught up in a blind well, because I was caught up in this blind well of samsara. And I tried hard. I tried hard in expanding my kingdom and in expanding my power. But how will I get my satisfaction when I am having this tendency of controlling and wanting to enjoy in this blind well? Why will I get any satisfaction, my Lord? And he says this prayer after that. Bhavapavargo brahmato yadha bhavet janasya tarhi achyuta satsamagamaha satsangamo yarhi tadaiva satgatau paravarshesha tvayi jayate mati. Oh Lord, now after I have done whatever I have done, and after asking that boon that I want to sleep and sleep and sleep, now because of my great fortune and because Gargamuni said that, I'm having your darshan, my Lord. And this is, I have realized that I'm like a animal which fell in the blind well. And now my prayer is this, my Lord. Actually, the Lord asks Muchakunda to ask for benedictions. He says, Muchakunda, I'm giving you the darshan now. Ask me if you have any benedictions. When the Lord asks that, then Muchakunda starts praying this. He offers all these prayers and finally says this prayer. He's saying, Bhavapavargo brahmato yadha bhave. Bhava is this, birth and death. Bhava. Apavargo is cessation. Brahmato is wandering. Brahmato. Yadha bhavet. See, for somebody who is going through these bodies of birth and death and is wandering in this material universe, janasya tarhi achyuta tat samagamaha. So that jana, who is that jana, that people who is wandering in this, who is wandering in different bodies with birth and death, achyuta sat samagamaha. When Achyuta use you, Lord, Sat Samagamaha. Sat Samagama. Sat is the saintly people. Sat Samagamaha is having the association of the saintly people. So when there is association of saintly people worshipping Achyuta, Sat Sangamo Yarhi Tadaiva Satgato. In their Sangha, Yarhi Tadaiva Sadgato. Paravaresha Twayi Jayate Mati. Twayi Jayate Mati. Twayi, unto you, Jayate Mati. The mind can be fixed in devotion, O Isha, O Lord. When can that happen? Satsangamo Yarhi, in the Sangha of the sadhus. Tat eva sadgato, whose goal is you, dear Lord. So can you please give me that Achyuta Sat Samagamaha, association of these saintly Vaishnavas that are devoted to you? This is a prayer of Muchukunda. So Muchukunda is saying, for a conditioned soul like me, who is wandering in one body after the other, please give the association of Achyuta Sat Samagamaha, the saintly Vaishnavas of Achyuta, because when I get the association of these saintly Vaishnavas, then Tvayi Jayate Mati, my mind will be fixed on you with devotion. And that is why, oh Isha, would you please give me this boon? This is again, now I think it feels like after in the 10th canto, we haven't heard this kind of prayer so far. Yeah, not so frequently as we have heard until the 9th canto. Now again, Muchukunda, now he's asking for this. So the Lord is right in front of him and asking, okay, Muchukunda, do you want to ask for any benedictions? And again, Muchukunda is doing Mahajana Yena Gatasa Panta. What did the Mahajanas ask until now? Please give us the association of the pure devotees. Yeah. Dhruva Maharaj, Priti Maharaj, Prachetas, everybody. So Muchukunda also asks that. Why like that, dear devotees? I mean, the Lord is there, right there. Why are these great exalted souls asking, like, our in the demonic body, the great demon in the demonic body, Vritrasura, he couldn't wait to go back to Narada Muni. Why like that? Why are they so much yearning for the association of this Shuddha Bhaktas who has no other business but to please Krishna? Because when we take shelter of the Shuddha Bhaktas, they give us Krishna through the Krishna Katha. And because of their Krishna Katha, we get attracted to the Lord. And not only that, of course, they give the Krishna Nama and Krishna Katha, there's no difference. But these pure devotees, they engage us in the loving service of the Lord. It's personal loving service to the Lord. The pure devotees have to engage us. The Lord doesn't say, okay, now you do this for me, you do that for me. No. One who knows the Lord so well and is dear to the Lord, like, when we in Vrindavan, and so Radharani has to engage the rest of the gopis in service because she knows the best what Krishna likes, like that. So pure devotees know very well how Krishna will be pleased and they engage us in the service. So that's why Wherever pure devotees are there, the Lord is automatically there. And when we are with the Lord is there. But we do not have the qualification of and the ways and means of how to please the Lord. So that's why the pure devotees. He acts that. He acts that bone. And Muchakunda asks that. And he also says, this is really nice, dear devotees. He's saying, Manye mamanugraha shatte krito rajyanubandha apagamo yadrichaya yah prartayate sadhubir ekacharyaya vanam vivikshatpir akhanda bhumi pai. Muchakunda is saying, oh Lord, I kind of fought the war and I was very tired and I'm sleeping. I slept until now. But now I'm really not hankering to go back to my kingdom now. Now that I got up from the sleep, the hankering that I had before, I don't feel that now. I don't feel that pull towards the family. I don't feel that hankering for the kingdom. It means you really have shown mercy on me, my Lord. Otherwise, why would I feel like this? And this is what all the saintly kings and great emperors look for, this kind of detachment from this worldly enjoyment. This I'm feeling now. It means you have shown mercy on me, my Lord. That is very nice. Right, dear devotees? Very nice. Because, see, we have this 4 regulative principles, no onion, no garlic. And before we started bhakti, when we heard this no onion, no garlic, then many of us might have wondered, what? Would there be a curry without onion? The whole curry can be just onion curry. How can this be possible? What? 16 rounds, 2 hours and sitting and saying the same thing again and again. And these Hare Krishna people, they say 24 hours kirtan. And it's the same mantra for 24 hours. How can they do this? Right? That is before we got into bhakti. And if we look at us now, what has happened? Same thing that has happened to Muchakunda. What is this, our Lord? It means we have your mercy. And that is why we are wanting to have only prasadam. And that is why we are wanting to only hear Krishna Katha and Kirtan, nothing else. Mercy in action. So Muchakunda said that to the Lord, and the Lord was very pleased. He says, yeah, you won the test, Muchakunda. I was alluring you with other benedictions, but you really didn't wanted anything. I'm impressed. Okay, good. So yes, I am giving you the boon to get the association of pure devotees. So you can head towards the Badrikashrama. Then Muchakunda goes to the Badrikashrama, and the boon was, in the next life, you will be born in a Brahmana family, and then you will be going back to Godhead. That was the boon. But immediately, Muchakunda, yes, as per the boon, he gets to have association of the sadhus, and for that reason, he heads towards Badrikashrama. That's the pastime there. And now, the Lord, he comes out of the cave. Now again, his Dvibhuja, Krishna, he comes out of the cave and goes towards, takes Balarama, and he marches towards Kalayavana. He's Jarasandha, right? So, and he wages war, Jarasandha. He kills the army. And this time, he doesn't kill Jarasandha as usual, because he has to get more and more miscreants towards them. But at the same time, he didn't continue to wage the war. In other words, he did not defeat Jarasandha yet, Krishna Balarama. Instead, what they did, they were escaping the battlefield because Krishna is now, he's fearful. Again, Sukadeva Goswami says, Supreme Personality of Godhead, feigning fear, escaped from Jarasandha. So that was the description by Sukadeva Goswami. So Krishna and Balaram, without continuing the war on Jarasandha, they escaped, in quotes. And so they were running away from the battlefield. And Jarasandha, he was running behind Krishna and Balaram. So this is the reason why Krishna is called Ranachor, thief in the battlefield, running away from the battlefield. He's the biggest chor, Chauragraganyam, the topmost chor, in the words of Srila Bilvamangala Thakura, right? Ranachora, Kshirachora, Vasrachora, whatever chora he needs to do for the devotees, he does that. This Ranachora also is for the devotees. It is said that he could continue the war, but he didn't want to waste time with Jarasandha. He wanted to be with his devotees in Dwaraka. He was missing his devotees in Dwaraka. So he didn't want to waste much time with Jarasandha. So he ran from the battlefield. How the Supreme Lord is so beautiful. He doesn't care what he is called. Whatever he wants to do with his devotees, that is his priority. You call him chore, you call him fearful, whatever, he doesn't care. He is beyond that. I mean, he was, of course, he was very fearful with Mother Yashoda. For the devotee's sake, yes, he will be fearful. And for the devotee's sake, again, whatever names he may be called, he doesn't care. So that's how he's Ranachor. Again, in the battlefield, you know, that Kurukshetra battlefield, dear devotees, he said he would not pick up any weapon in the battlefield. But to rescue Arjuna from Bhishma, he picks up the chariot wheel, Radhanga Pani. That what's important for him is to please his devotees, not about what people call him, and not much about his promise also. And that's why his loving reciprocations with the devotees is his topmost priority. The promises of his devotees he will keep. And that's why he told Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, you say, Name Bhakta Pranashyati, that my devotees will never perish. Because he values the words of the devotees. How much the Lord values and loves the devotees. He values what devotees say. That's why he's saying, Arjuna, say, Name Bhakta Pranashyati. My devotees will never perish. Arjuna said that. Because Arjuna said that, Lord wants to make sure that his devotees will never perish, like that. And here also, what's important there in the battlefield, he picked up the chariot wheel. It's because two things. He wanted to have two reciprocations simultaneously with his devotees. His promise aside, I will not pick up a weapon is aside. His loving reciprocations with the devotees, his pastimes are important for him. So in that pastime, it was to show that that was to protect Arjuna, and also at the same time Bhishma had this desire to see Krishna in a Virya Rasa. So when Bhishma saw Krishna picking up that wheel and charging towards him, Bhishma was ecstatic. And this is what Krishna wanted for Bhishma. He's above the rules. So, and that's why Krishna and Balaram, they in quotes escaped, because they were missing the devotees that were there in Dwaraka. So during that process, they jumped. Where is that? Yeah. They jumped from this big mountain. Jarasandha, he couldn't find Krishna Balarama, but he knew that Krishna and Balarama were somewhere in the top of the mountain. So he burned the whole mountain. And he thought, okay, now Krishna and Balarama are killed. But we see what is happening. They are marching, heading towards Dwaraka to be with the devotees in Dwaraka. What's happening in Dwaraka? Dwaraka is very well built now. All the citizens are happy. Krishna is there. There is no queen yet. So, Krishna is in Dwaraka now. And what is happening in a kingdom called Vidarbha? So, in this kingdom, Vidarbha, Bhishmaka's daughter is Rukmini. Bhishmaka has son Rukmi and daughter Rukmini. So Rukmi is the brother of Rukmini. This Rukmi wanted to give Rukmini in marriage to Shishupala. But Rukmini has heard about the Lord. About the Lord. So she has given her heart to the Lord. And but Rukmi, his brother, and Bhishmaka, Rukmi is her brother and Bhishmaka is the father. So they were making arrangements for Rukmini's marriage. They didn't know about Rukmini giving her heart to Krishna. So they were making arrangements. They invited all the kings, for the Swayamvara of Rukmini. Yeah. So that was all happening. And Rukmi, meanwhile, Rukmi came to know that her sister Rukmini gave her heart to Krishna and wanting to marry Krishna. But Rukmi was adamant. And he wanted Rukmini to marry to Shishupala only. Yeah. So actually a marriage is fixed with Shishupala. It's not so much about, it's not the Swayamvara thing. Marriage was fixed with Shishupala, but just that all the kings were invited for the marriage, including Jarasandha and everybody. Yeah. So, of course, the invitation went to Krishna also, because he was also the king of Madhura, Dwaraka, right? Yeah, like that. So all these marriage arrangements were happening, and Rukmini, she didn't know how to get in touch with Krishna and how to open her heart to Krishna, saying that she wanted to be the wife, maid servant of the Lord. So Rukmini, she writes a letter, and she pours out all her feelings to the Lord, and he gives that letter to a Brahmana and requests the Brahmana to please give this letter to Krishna in Dwaraka. And by this time, this is the arrangements for the Rukmini Vivaha. But even before that, Balarama, since he's the elder one, his marriage has already happened. And we have discussed that in the past. Balaram's marriage with Revati, that already took place even before this Rukmini Devi's episode. So that was already done. Balarama got married with Revati. So now Rukmini Devi, she wrote the letter and she gave it to Brahmana to please give it to Krishna. So Brahmana, he makes his way to Dwaraka. And when Brahmana comes to Dwaraka, Lord Krishna, because he was in the role of Kshatriya, he follows the etiquette. He goes to the front of the palace to receive the Brahmana. He receives the Brahmana. He gives him the seat and he washes his feet, Brahmana's feet, and he massages Brahmana's feet, Lord Krishna. And after receiving the Brahmana well like that, then Lord Krishna asks if the Brahmana is doing well and if the kingdom is okay and if all the Brahmins are being well protected and are honored. Like that, he asks all the questions. And then Brahmana says that all, and he says, I am coming from Vidarbha and I brought this letter from Rukmini Devi, and her brother, Rukmi, is very much determined to give her in marriage to Shishupala, though he knows that Rukmini loves you and wants you as her husband. Now she is being forced to marry Shishupala. So, oh Lord, would you please come and answer the prayer of Rukmini Devi and take her hand in marriage. So Brahmana says that, and then he says, this is the letter that Rukmini Devi wanted me to give you. And he opens the letter, Brahmana, and with the permission of the Lord, he reads it loud to Lord Krishna. And what does the letter say? This is, we will take only one shloka. This is Rukmini Devi's. There are many in that letter, but this is the one in the letter, the first opening one. Shri Rukmini Uvacha. So good. Now it feels like, yeah, we're in 10th canto, Rukmini Uvacha. So what is she saying? Shrutva gunan bhuvana sundara shranvatam te nirvishya karna vivarair haratongatapam rupam drisham drishimatam akhilarthalabham tvayi achyuta vishati chittam apatram me. Rukmini Devi is saying, Shrutva gunan bhuvana sundara. Oh, bhuvana sundara. The most handsome one, the beautiful one amongst the, in all these three words, Shrutva, I have heard about you. Shrinvatam te nirvishya karna vivarai. Whoever hears about you through their ears, harato angatapam. All the miseries in their bodies, they are relieved. They're relieved of all the physical afflictions. Angatapam. Rupam drisham, drishimatam, akilarthalabham. Tvayi achyuta vishati, chittam apatram me. What to speak of your Rupam? Rukmini Devi did not even see Krishna. She heard about Krishna. And she's saying, with that only she could see how the Lord is. Her Shravanam is like that she could see Lord Krishna. So, Rupam Drisham Drishmatam Akilardhalabham. The best benefit of these eyes is to see your Rupa. Oh, Achyuta. Yeah. And so I have fixed my, Rukmini Devi is saying, I have fixed my shameless mind upon you, O Krishna. Because in those days, it is not polite for the ladies to say what they're saying and what to speak of gopis. That was a different chapter. So that's why Rukmini Devi is saying, please don't think I'm just speaking like this in a shyless manner. Do not put down my love because I am pouring my heart like this. Yeah. So please be kind upon me and please rescue me and make me your maid servant. So that's what Rukmini Devi writes in the letter. And so Krishna, after hearing that, he tells Brahmana, yes, actually, I have been thinking of Rukmini Devi too. Yeah. Please let her know that I will come and take her. And he gives that message. Brahmana goes. And again, this was in Dwaraka. And again, coming back to Vidarbha, what's happening? Actually, in this letter, Rukmini Devi, after she expresses her heart to Krishna, she also tells, see, tomorrow, according to our family custom, the princess, I will have to go to Durga temple to do worship of goddess Durga before the marriage. So I will be heading out exactly at such and such time. I will be heading out of the palace and walk towards the temple. And I will be at the temple and finishing the puja by this time, and will start to head back at this time. And at exactly at that time, it would be good for you to please come and rescue me. Rukmini Devi, she gives out the whole plan of what happens the next day, and what is the best way, and what's the best time to um, take her. And she says, marry me in the Rakshasa style. Rakshasa style is like this, snatching away. That is the Rakshasa style. Gandharva Vivaha is just a mutual verbal agreement. Yes, I marry you, you marry me. That is the Gandharva style. Rakshasa style is to snatch away. But in this case, it's not exactly the snatch away, because Rukmini Devi is wanting this. The actual Rakshasa style is without the consent of the bridegroom. If somebody does that, then that is the one. But so that's what she says. In a Rakshasa style means you snatch me away like that, please. I can't wait to come with you to be your maid servant. So she says all that in the letter too. And now in Vidarbha, Rukmini Devi is still waiting. Brahmana hasn't come yet. And she was thinking, why is there this delay? Did Krishna think that I am being very shyless and shameless? And is he hesitating to marry me because I don't seem to have that quality of, being shy and modest like that? So she had her own thoughts like that, Rukmini Devi in Vidarbha. But she sees, from a distance, she sees that the Brahmana is coming back. And the Brahmana comes to Rukmini Devi, and he eases her tension. He says, yes, O Rukmini Devi, Krishna has agreed to come. And when she heard that news, she and offers her gratitude. And after that, of course, she gives whatever jewels, all these royal people, they give these gifts and jewels. Like that, Rukmini Devi also gave. Done. Next day morning, what happened? Rukmini Devi came out of the, is there a slide here? Yeah. Rukmini Devi came out of the palace. And as she said, she was walking towards the temple of Durga Devi. She was so beautiful, Rukmini Devi. All the kings that were standing there, when they saw that how beautiful Rukmini were, and they almost fainted. But Rukmini Devi, of course, she continued to walk towards Mother Durga's temple. She offered worship, and after she finished with her puja, as soon as she stepped out of the temple room, Krishna and Balaram, they were there already, because now that after Krishna got the message through Brahmana, he headed towards Vidarbha. And Balaram also wanted to accompany him. So both of them, they were there along with the other kings and watching Rukmini going towards the Durga temple. Asanda, Shishupala, they were there. They saw Krishna too. But he came there with an invitation, like, like any other kings, for the invitation of Shishupala and Rukmini's so-called, that was the original invitation according to Rukmini's plan, right? So for that occasion, he was there in the eyes of everybody, Krishna and Balaram. But soon after Rukmini Devi came out of the temple room of Durga Devi after worship, Krishna, he was in his chariot and drew quickly, and then he took Rukmini Devi and placed her in his chariot and started driving the chariot. Of course, a chariot driver is there, and started again. This is escaping again. Yeah. Because this is a Rakshasa style. In Rakshasa style is you snatch the bridegroom and you escape. So that's what Krishna did with Rukmini Devi. And Rukmi was there. And Jarasandha, he was there too. Shishupala was, they were very angry. And their army was coming towards Krishna. And Krishna brought his army too. So when Rukmini Devi, she was anxious in the chariot with Krishna because of this, all these angry kings, then Krishna assures her. He says, "O Devi, your army will kill the enemy's army." And Rukmini Devi, with those words, she felt very happy because it's actually Krishna's army. But Krishna is saying, your army. It means Krishna has already accepted Rukmini as his wife. And that's why the army has become hers. So Rukmini Devi, she felt very happy with those words. And of course, the army of Krishna Balaram fights with the army of the kings of army of the other kings. And then Jarasandha, he goes to Shishupala. Shishupala was very angry, upset, and sad. Yeah. By this time, Krishna manages to drive away with Rukmini Devi. So Shishupala was very disappointed and angry that, Rukmini Devi was taken away. Then Jarasandha comes to Shishupala and says, "See, Shishupala, you shouldn't be really disheartened. Sometimes the time is in our favor. Sometimes it is not. See, in my case, I lost the battle 17 times. Did I lose my confidence and hope? No, I will continue to fight. So like that, you also don't lose your hope. And no problem. We will come up with some other plan to attack Krishna again. Like that, Jarasandha, he gives whatever words he wants to give to Shishupala. So they mellowed down, but Rukmi was adamant. And he was driving behind the chariot of Rukmini and Krishna. He was determined to bring Rukmini Devi, somehow bring her back and get married to with Shishupala. Here, this is one thing, dear devotees. Rukmini Devi is her sister. And Rukmi, by this time, he came to know that Rukmini Devi loves Krishna and she wants him as her husband. But this I and my, until then, oh, my sister, Rukmini, and making all the marriage arrangements because it's the wedding of my sister. But the very same my sister does something different that he does not like. How this enjoying and controlling tendency brings up the hood like that. Same is the case with Kamsa, right? Oh, Devaki, Vasudeva, my sister and my brother-in-law, I want to be the charioteer. I will drive. When Akashwani said, oh, your killer is going to be the son of Devaki, then everything shifted. So any relationships in this world, bodily relationships in this world, they are very much prone to changes at any time. So this Aham Mamiti has different tones because this is an ever-changing world. Any relationship based on that is never to be leaned upon and placed confidence in. It can change any time. Unlike our relationship with our eternal object of love, the Lord. Yeah. So yeah, and Rukmini, so Rukmi was chasing. And of course, Krishna managed to defeat Rukmi and was about to kill Rukmi. And Rukmini Devi, she says, oh, please, Krishna, this is our marriage day. Don't kill my brother, Rukmi. Then he says, okay, he doesn't kill Rukmi, but he gives this funny haircut with shaving in between there, make him funny. So for Kshatriyas, it is insulting. Insulting is equal to death, like that. And Rukmini, she was thinking, I mean, shock upon shock upon shock. The marriage, and then she's, of course, she wanted to be snatched away by the Lord, to be with the Lord, but again, the war at that marriage grounds, and then now her brother is um, um, is here like this in this state. So Rukmini Devi, she's a little bit disturbed. So Balaram comes and says, just in order to give a little consolement to her, Balaram, he's in now Vatsalya Rasa, he chastises Krishna. He says, what, Krishna, what are you doing? No, you can't do this. He's your relative now. See, Rukmini Devi, she just got married, and poor her, how can she take this shock? No, Krishna, please stop doing this. So like that, and Balaram, he says that. So in that way, so Krishna now becomes Rukmini Krishna also, along with the Radha Krishna, Nandanandana Krishna, Devaki Krishna. Now he's Rukmini Krishna. Yeah, and he takes Rukmini to and here, dear devotees, immediately after this marriage, there is a description about the son of Rukmini Devi, that is Pradyumna. Again, Bhagavatam is not very much in chronological order. Just because Rukmini Devi's topic has come, information about the son of Rukmini also was given. Rukmini's son was Pradyumna. And as soon as Pradyumna was born, a demon steals Pradyumna and throws him into an ocean. And this Pradyumna was swallowed by a big fish. And there was a fisherman who gives this big fish to a cook. And this cook is the cook of a demon called Shambhara. So this cook cuts open the fish to see this beautiful boy there. That's Pradyumna. And there was a lady there also by name Mayavati. So in this way, this Pradyumna, little Pradyumna, was brought up in this palace of his demon name is, what did I say? Shambhara. Yeah. Palace of Shambhara, this Pradyumna was brought up. He was growing, and Mayavati was taking care of this baby. So Pradyumna, he grows up and he becomes a young man. When he attains the youth, Mayavati, who has been with seeing Pradyumna as a child, now Mayavati starts showing conjugal interest with Pradyumna. And this Pradyumna asks, what is this? You are acting differently now. You've been seeing me since I was a child. What is it? What is this happening? Then Mayavati says, actually, you are in your past life Cupid, Kamadeva, and I am Rati Devi. We are eternal consorts. You just, in the past life, because you were burnt to ashes by Lord Shiva, now in this life, you are born as Pradyumna to Rukmini Devi. So we are eternal consorts. That's what Mayavati says. And by that time, Pradyumna is also, he's also a grown-up one, and Mayavati is actually the Rati Devi. So they are eternal consorts. And Pradyumna kills this Shambhara demon, and both of them, Mayavati and Pradyumna, who are actually the Cupid and Rati Devi, they go to Dwaraka. And when Rukmini Devi sees them, especially sees Pradyumna, she thinks, oh, this boy, why do I feel such motherly affection seeing this boy, my little one, who was taken by the demon when he was small? If only he was alive, he would exactly look like this. So Rukmini Devi starts to have that motherly feelings for this Pradyumna. And then, of course, Pradyumna describes everything. And in this way, the Pradyumna and Mayavati, who are actually the Cupid and Rati Devi, they are welcomed. They are welcomed in, welcome to the Dwaraka. That's all, dear devotees. That's the Katha for today. That's about Rukmini Krishna. So now winding down our, what did we hear today? The first one, Jarasandha. There, how the Anardas, so many of those unpleasant feelings, they start to come out of us when we take up Krishna Bhakti, but they come out only to leave us because we are churning the milk. We are churning the milk, the butter has to form. So that's one thing we have heard. These Anardas, they will come out. Only to leave us, that we have to remember. So we don't hold on to them. We don't have to be bewildered. We just hold on tight to the Nama, to the Seva, and be vigilantly not find fault with anyone. And then prayerfully continue, and these anarthas will leave us. As the anartha leaves, it means we are progressing in bhakti. As anartha leaves, we are crossing one milestone at a time towards the Lord. Yeah. So that we have heard how anarthas come out only to leave. So don't meddle with them, let them go. And the second thing we have heard is how Krishna, just having sincere bhakti to Krishna, and if we have no qualities or not, nothing matters in devotion. Only one thing, sincerely continuing bhakti, and Krishna will get us through. So sincere bhakti with utsaha, nischaya, dhairyat. That's all we have to continue. And this is where we heard, right? He is the game fixer. The Lord is the game fixer. Name bhakta pranashyati. When we sincerely continue in bhakti, then we don't have to be concerned about our insufficiencies or any anarthas that come out of us. That we have heard. And Jarasandha, Krishna, and how the Lord thinks about the devotees, right? Mathura, when all these residents are transferred to Mathura, they were fast asleep. They didn't even know what Krishna was doing. So Lord so much does. He does so much on the stage, behind the curtain, everywhere actually. So it's because of the, Rakshisyati iti vishwaso goptrutve varnam tada, that we have heard. How he did to the Madravasis, he's also doing to us. He has been doing to us. He is doing to us now. And that's why we are here where we are now. And he will continue to do that. Why like that? Because he promised, Nami Bhakta Pranashyati. Yeah. So our confidence and our hope is in that promise. We don't have to look at how unqualified we are. That is taken anyway. So our hope and our thought is on the words of the Lord that we have heard. Rakshisyati vishwaso koptratve varnam tada, and Ranachora after that, right? Yeah, he doesn't care whatever chore he's called. All that is all he cares is his pastimes with his devotees, loving exchanges with his devotees. And he couldn't wait to go to Dwaraka. Yeah. So he went to They're Muchakunda prayers, actually. Yeah, Muchakunda's prayers. How Muchakunda beautifully said all those prayers, how he's like an animal in a blind well. And his prayer was to get Achyuta Sat Samagaha. The saintly Vaishnavas of Achyuta. That's all, please. Why? So they can engage in the loving devotional service of Achyuta. And they can increase our attraction to Achyuta. That's why. And the second prayer was, I think the mercy, you are showing mercy on my Lord, because I'm feeling different. I didn't feel like this before. I'm feeling different now. So it means you're showing mercy. There we have heard. That is what is happening to us also. We didn't feel like this before we took up the initiation. Why are we feeling like this? Some taste in bhakti is there, that otherwise why we are going? It's because of the mercy. So the mercy is there, constantly there, all the time there. And that is the poshana that is happening to us, that we have heard, Muchakundas. And now coming to Dwaraka, yeah, Rukmini Devi prayer, beautiful prayer. Yeah. And after that, Brahmana, how nicely he has taken, received, Krishna received Brahmana. And then he comes, Rukmini Devi. Yeah, he takes Rukmini Devi. There about Rukmi, we have heard about how I and my has different tones and colors. And for the propensity of controlling and enjoying, this I and my can raise its hood in a different way. For us also, dear devotees, our I and my people. So that is something for us to also see. Those that we consider I and my, is our behavior differential with them just because they are not behaving or acting in a way that we like? That's something to think about, especially parents to the children. Yeah. And that's it, right? Yeah, Rukmini, and then marriage of Rukmini Devi, and then Pradyumna. Okay, that's it, dear devotees. Yeah, that's all. Thank you all so much. Honoring your presence. Hare Krishna.